Hey everyone, I'm Rather Incoherent, and this is Heart of the Elders Part 2. I'm not going to be going over any deck upgrades this time, because you don't upgrade after Heart of the Elders Part 1, we're going to be getting right into it. This is our victory screen from the last scenario, 1 Vengeance and I believe 7 Victory? Yes. We'll be taking that at the end of this scenario along with our other rewards. We've done what little resolution and setup needs to be done. Let's quickly set up the Explore deck. Give this a shuffle, let's see what we're working with. Agenda 1, the Lonely Caverns. This is going to be the same as the Doom STL, where the Doom on locations does not get removed at the end of the agenda. We have the Explore action, standard Explore rules. It's got the Return to stuff, where we're going to be shuffling things in if we succeed. And our Act 1A is going to need 6 clues to advance. Our scenario card is really not that bad at all. -1, 3 in a cave, and on the squids, -3 if you fail to take a horror. Not a problem at all. We've got a pretty straightforward Explore map. I'm pretty sure that they just almost all have victory and we need to go everywhere. We'll see. So let's get right into it and do our mulligans. Unlike last time, we actually have a reason to not just resign instantly and hope for better cards. This is a real scenario with real rules. What's our shroud value on our starting location? I might just be investigating with perception, honestly. That seems pretty sick. I don't mind that at all. Perception, practice makes perfect, do some wild stuff. Seems pretty good. Unrelenting also seems pretty good. Lots of good options over there. Over here, I hold the Ancient Stones, I toss the rest. Let's see how it goes. That hand looks suspiciously similar to the bad one I just got rid of. Anyway, start of the phase, Amanda has the Amanda thing. We're putting Perception level 2 under her so she can investigate at 5 to 2. Since there's no targets over here for Mandy, she'll be using her ability on this Practice Makes Perfect, and it's going to do some disgusting shit. Let's see what we hit. We hit just both Promise of Powers. I don't see any reason to take a Prophesy. These aren't limited to 1 per test. So sure, put 2 curses in the bag. Let's actually clear them out from last scenario, though. And we're going to test at, a reasonable 13 to 2. Yeah, that's kind of what I figured was going to happen. I'll add these to my hand, draw 2 cards in the Reception, take the clue. You should probably spend a resource on that Practice Makes Perfect, though. I'm going to investigate again. I'll commit this Cryptic Writings, investigating at 7 to 2. Draw 2 more cards, take the other clue. This is more like the Amanda I've been wanting to play in the previous scenarios. And last action, I'll just play Lab Assistant. Draw 2 cards, get my hand size going up. Now, those are some pretty good cards. I will have to discard something right now. I do not have Dream Enhancing Serum. That's from last scenario. So I have to discard, and Mandy's hand is looking a little bit trash. I Cryptic Research Mandy, because for some reason you can. It's just also a support card on top of being absolutely insane. That really didn't fix Mandy's hand at all. These are a lot of the cards that I just do not care about. This is a 2-shroud location, so crack the case here is really just not worth it. I'm going to play Dream Enhancing Serum first, draw my card, and then play Ancient Stones. I'm not happy about this at all, but it's good enough, I guess. Like, the lack of economy hurts, but at least it gives me a way to fight. It fixes my hand size. These are a lot of cards that are good, but they're not the core cards you're looking for on Mandy. And by cards, plural, I mean specifically Mr. Rook, nothing else actually matters. Anyway, no enemies yet, upkeep phase. Prophesy is sort of irrelevant, it's the weakest card on the deck. Archive of Conduits is a bit expensive for my currently broke Amanda deck. 1 of 7 Doom and Evil cards. I don't know that I shuffled that actually. We have Vengeful Serpents in the list, I'm not happy about that one. And this is just an incredibly mean card. We're going to place the Doom down on our location. And it also has Surge on top of being Ancient Evils. Oh, we're fighting, I see. What if I'm not ready to fight, though? Start of the investigation phase, we do the Amanda thing. Unfortunately, this is, once again, not the correct timing to draw this. So what I can do is have Amanda evade the Vengeful Serpent, explore, and then Mandy can just draw 3 cards to kill this guy. I'm not a big fan of taking 3/3 to kill this guy. Maybe it's not the best plan. I can engage him before exploring. Amanda did have a free action. I'm going to throw Prophesy under me. I shouldn't need much more than that. I play the Red Gloved Man. He's fast. He's ridiculous. I evade this man. Oh, I'm not investigating this turn. I'm setting Head Foot to 6. I'm evading at 7 to 2. This man is evaded. I engage the Brood of Yig. And I explore in front of him. He hits the Red Gloved Man, and nobody cared. We're looking for diamond, circle, or triangle. Diamond it is. I'm assuming since I hit a setup button that should have already been shuffled, I do not know for sure that is the case. Anyway, we add a new card to the deck, and that'll be her last turn. Mandy's going to shortcut down. That's not an action. Thank God it's not an action, otherwise it would be pretty terrible feeling. We should probably look at what this location does. If you fail a skill test while investigating here and you don't have a rope, place a doom. Well, let's try not to fail then. I'm not a fan, but I think Mandy just draws 3 cards. And that's how we're killing this thing. We're going to spend 3 charges off of this. We're going to draw 3 cards. If we hit something like Cryptic Research, we can do better. We haven't done that yet. And we did it just in time for it to be too late. It's still a really good card. We spend our 3 charges and kill him. What's the bad card in this hand? Well, maybe we get lucky during upkeep phase and it just works out that we don't need to discard anything. This guy will ready. We take our upkeeps. We're fine on hand size there, just barely. Over here, fine on hand size because we didn't actually draw a card. I was hoping to hit like one of these 2 cards, but that was, I guess, a little bit optimistic of me, huh? Anyway, Mythos phase, top of the round. I should click this up. 3 of 7 Doom, evil cards. Nobody's poisoned. Cool, this one has a Doom too. Surges anyway. And I'm entombed. Over here for Mandy, we have another Brood of Yegg to deal with. End of the Mythos phase and start of the investigation phase. We have some things to do. The Red Blood Man gets discarded. I draw a card, discard the Prophesy, and put something under us. There is enough Doom in play that Prophesy is not nothing, but it's still not great. I think it's what we're doing though. We Prophesy, we break several times, eventually we get out. I think I forgot to upgrade my deck. I'm pretty sure I'm supposed to have a different version of Relic of Ages than this. Or more likely, I probably did upgrade my deck and I just clicked on the wrong one. I've updated the Amanda deck. I'm pretty sure I just like switched these out a few scenarios ago, and then when I went to remove the old one, I just clicked the wrong Relic of Ages and didn't notice it. But yeah, I should have a different Relic of Ages. I just forgot and did it wrong in Arkham DB ages ago. Mandy's going to go first. I Cryptic Research rather, draw 3 cards, spend all but one of my charges on this Ancient Stones, and that's another dead Brood of Yegg. We have not hit any duplicates, unfortunately. It's a straight 50-50 to hit my weakness. That's a 50-50 I'm willing to take. I investigate, I use practice makes perfect. We can get through this even if I get unlucky, but I'd rather just like not get unlucky. Damn it, there it is. I thought I got lucky for a second. Cancel the search, draw an encounter card. We can't go back to the start. We can just get rid of this if we really did want to go back to the start. Whoever has the pickaxe can do it, and that is apparently Amanda. But we don't ever need to go back there, so that's fine. Anyway, we are investigating at 5-4, and we really don't want to fail this one, so we probably should commit something to it. I'll give it this Cryptic Writings over here, Perception over here. That puts us 9-4. That beats -5, I'm not going harder than that. Yeah, I'll take the clue off of that, draw my card off of Perception, get the other Perception. And I think we kind of need this money. We'll just have to deal with the Vengeful Serpent again, unfortunately. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to investigate again. I'm going to play Perception. I'm going to commit probably Promise of Power and Unrelenting over here. I can't do both, unfortunately. It's still going to be Promise of Power. That's going to put us 6-11-4. Take a clue. I feel like I've gotten less auto-fails than I would expect, but I guess this is only like scenario 5.5, right? I don't know. I feel like I've gotten less of both of these than I would expect to. But I'll draw my card off the Perception. I broke my leg. We're going to crack the case not once, but twice. And I think all of the money is going to go to Mandy, actually. We do have a lot of expenses right now in Amanda. But nowhere compared to what Mandy has, unfortunately. She can afford to play Dream Diary. She doesn't have to play the Occult Lexicon. So she's going to just have to deal with that then. This got flipped when I played Practice Makes Perfect at the start of the round and just forgot to do it. And I have to kill an enemy, like, immediately. I can just give it to Amanda, though, and then play stuff during the next turn to do it more efficiently. Which is what I would like to do, so I'm playing Mr. Rook instead. Am I greedy enough that I don't use him immediately looking for more charges? No. I'm far enough into the game, or into my deck, rather, that I'll just replace him relatively soon anyway. I did not hit the second Astounding Revelation or the Occult Evidence. I'll take the Practice Makes Perfect in an attempt to duplicate Enraptured relatively soon on this Pendant of the Queen. Coming over to Amanda's turn, we're just trying to break out of here. We're testing 5-4, 5-3, then 5-2. On the first one, I'm going to commit Unrelenting. Should I be saving that to draw more cards later? Maybe. I'm going to try to break out once at 5-4 without doing anything. And get incredibly lucky. Okay. I was going to commit Promise of Power on the next one, but I guess I'll just not then. I play Dream Diary for 2, and I guess I explore, because I don't really have good reason not to. Yeah, I can draw an encounter card that would be pretty gross, but it's not the worst thing in the world. I'm looking for literally anything other than the Treachery cards. Let's see what we hit. We go down and left. Let's drop down the rest of these connection markers, I guess. It does occur to me now that Mandy doesn't have a good way to kill this enemy. So I'm just going to shortcut back in. Maybe that Explorer wasn't the right action to take. Maybe that was wrong. Maybe I should have just played the Occult Lexicon. Whatever. It's fine. Enemy phase, Vengeful Serpent comes down. We put 1 horror here, take 1 damage on ourselves. Upkeep phase. We are good on hand size. Nice. Very nice. And over here, deduction's going to be great eventually. 4 of 7 Doom and Evil cards. Glad I haven't killed this snake, but we might be forced into killing snakes at this point because there's kind of a lot of them. Over here, no turning back has to connect to something. I guess we're going to be killing this one because if we put it ahead of us or on us, either way it's a problem. Start the investigation phase, we do the Amanda thing, let's see how it goes. Something's going to go under us. We're looking at a 2 question mark Prophesy right now. It could just be question marks from Promise of Power, evade, and move down. Try to avoid dealing with them a little bit longer. I've got a 3rd shot of it because of the shortcut in hand. I don't because I have to use the pickaxe. Okay, I'm going to use Promise of Power. And if I fail that, then I think there's still a shortcut in a Mandy's deck that she can find. There's not. I've already used it. That's annoying. I guess I could just, move out with one of them. I wouldn't necessarily have to use evades on both of them if I autofail one of these. And I say if I autofail one of these, but it's actually not that clear-cut. There's a lot of chance for failure here. I'm going to Cryptic Research myself, looking for better plays. Alright, I've got to commit this to one of them to get it out of my hands. I think I'm committing Unrelenting, Whispers from the Deep, and Prophesy on the first evasion attempt. And we're sealing good cards to draw cards here. Because this passes at the -5. And we just, need to do some decent work here. Good, that's one of them evaded. No penalty because we didn't fail. This is gone. Draw 2 cards. I always forget to do that ahead of time. Once again, I forgot to add a Curse to the bag because Amanda just messes my head somehow with that. I'm adding the Curse to the bag. If I had drawn it, it would only have helped me because I'd be able to remove it immediately, so this is only hurting myself, but I do have to add that Curse to the bag. I'm going to attempt to evade again, add another Curse to the bag. We don't really have any great options for improving our odds this time. We have this Essence of the Drain that should have been in our hand. I probably should have committed 1 less card on the previous one, just to keep Essence of the Dream online. I'm still going to do it, though, to beat the -5. Can't beat that. That's fine. I didn't want to do this, but it's acceptable that we're doing this. I take 1/1 to break this boulder that is blocking our way with the pickaxe that I have. And then I shortcut into the next location. This is the thing I was worried about having to do, carrying the snake with us, but it's still better than the alternatives. I think I want to explore on Mandy, in which case I want to tap Mr. Rook and use her ability. And see if I can't find that Expedition Journal. Just barely hit it. We also got the Astounding Revelation for 2 resources. And we're currently looking at the top 7 because I've taken 2 out already. Seems like an easy Cryptic Research to me. I do technically need Occult Lexicon to fight. Yeah, fine. That's a really good argument. These 2 go to hand. This gets discarded. I will actually spend a resource on this and deal 1 damage to the snake, because I'll probably have to kill it eventually. May as well do it now. So I'm going to be replacing it pretty immediately. I'm going to play this Expedition Journal because I am going to be exploring this turn. In case I hit an enemy, I'm going to play the Occult Lexicon before I explore. Put 1 in my hand, shuffle 2 into the deck. Then we tap the Expedition Journal for our free Explore. We're looking for any location, just not the Treachery. I don't think I shuffled a card in when I got Treacherous Descent, because I don't remember hitting an encounter card out of the Explore deck this scenario, so it should still be at 5 cards. So 3-2 odds in our favor. Hey, we're over here now. The Dark Hollow, forced after their display, check your supplies. Somebody has a map, so we're good. And again, almost forgot to add something to this. This ability is to just discard treacheries looked at with it, and we're deep enough in right now that it's actually good to do. We don't want to spend these 6 clues. We don't even have them, actually. But if we did, we wouldn't want to do it because it's going to add in Descent to Yath. And we want to keep this as many treachery cards as possible until we're done using this ability. And that ability is Amanda's job, though, and she is a little bit busy at the moment. Did I hit a duplicate this turn? I did not. Next turn, we're pretty much guaranteed finishing our Pendant of the Queen. I shouldn't say that. There is a 2 out of 11 chance that we miss it. I'm going to investigate with practice. Makes perfect. I think both deductions are still on my deck. Yep, they are. That puts me 6-3. I'd like to commit something more than that. Well, then you shouldn't have done this, then. I'll throw away these astounding revelations. I don't think I need them for Bloodright fodder. I'm pretty sure I need them for Bloodright fodder. Enemies will show up eventually. I don't want to use Promise of Power because then I can't evade, though. I need to hold this Ancient Stolen. I'm just going to accept that this was a mistake and take my bad odds. Easy game. That was definitely wrong. I don't like taking practice make perfect checks that fail to anything other than autofail, because it's so swingy. 2 deductions versus none is such a massive difference that you should not be taking that sort of risk. But sometimes you make mistakes. Over the enemy phase, this lab assistant's going to die. My hand size is nowhere large enough for me to care about it. This man's going to ready in the upkeep phase, and then we're going to take our own upkeeps. Over here, we are a couple cards over. We've got to discard some trash. It's actually a really hard choice. Okay, so I got up to get water. I was thirsty before I entered the investigator phase. I'm willing to admit I was heavily distracted. I'm retconning this. We just played these out. There's no reason in the world not to. I'm not going to discard a card because of that mistake. Aside from that, though, we do have to discard something, and it's an easy Jeremiah Kirby, unfortunately, because we don't have the money to play the man. Over here, Unrelenting is great. We do need to refill that hand. 5 of 7 Doom. Actually, it's 6 of 7 Doom, because we have another Doom on the map. And evil cards. You know, Amanda, you're not the one who's supposed to draw these cards. I was a little bit worried about this when I saw how far apart they were. We're still fine. Curse of Yig does basically nothing. I'm fine with that. I really wish those had been drawn separately, or in the opposite order, rather. Start of the investigation phase. Let's do the Amanda thing. I don't know what I can draw that makes this good. Amanda can guarantee that she hits her 3rd segment of Onyx and auto-evade this man. So I'm going to pick Unrelenting over here for Amanda. It's also just like the only even slightly relevant card, unfortunately. I have to draw a card on Mandy before I can use Mr. Rook, unfortunately. I can also use my ability to search deeper instead of more. I don't think that's relevant this turn, so I'm actually going to greed for the cards. I'm going to draw 2, shuffle it back in. There's some cards in my hand that are bad enough to justify being discarded for resources. Then I use my ability with this Mr. Rook to double search my bottom 9 for this segment of Onyx. You know, every time I've triggered a cold evidence before, I've discarded it. It doesn't say to do that. You put it in your hand. I did not realize this. And Cryptic Research, I guess. I spend the resource, play the last one, and get my Pendant of the Queen online, and immediately use one of its charges to evade the Serpent from Yath. I need to replace this Ancient Stone before I cycle my deck, and I'm just out of offensive output right now, kind of. I might just start walking over to kill them, which is funny, but not necessarily wrong. Yeah, I'm going to walk over. This round, I'm not going to bother killing him. He's going to hit Mr. Rook, and Mr. Rook's expendable. I'm seriously looking at the possibility of exploring with Expedition Journal. It's 2 to 3 odds against me right now, I believe. Yeah. I want Amanda to dig that stuff out of the deck, but the flip side is that maybe Amanda's busy. I guess it's just more likely to make the situation worse for me, right? Like, if I move in this direction, it's actively bad. Like, really bad. So, no, there's no reason to explore. It's a really bad decision. I'm just forever greedy. I'm going to attempt to evade this man over and over, I think. I'll probably fail all of them and discard a lot of cards, but I'll also dig some of these curses out of the bag, and that's not necessarily bad, and my options in hand kind of suck right now anyway. This pretty much is only passing at -1. I'm in a cave, right? I do get the Essence of the Dream. I won't commit it on the first one, because I don't have enough cards in hand on the first one for it to be a good decision. -5, glad I didn't commit it. To commit Essence of the Dream with the same rules, I'll be testing 7-2, and that's actually pretty good. So I'll do that. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no! Oh. That actually, I'm not sure if that's a pass. It probably is. Yeah, we're there. We're good. Alright, that was a fucking roller coaster. As always, I forgot to draw with Unrelenting. Something about the way Amanda puts cards under her makes me play them wrong. I don't think of myself as committing the skill, so I skip the step where I resolve it. Things like Promise of Power and Unrelenting that happen before I take the skill check just keep slipping through the cracks, my brain's doing something wrong. And I could attempt to explore away from here or clear out the map, but it seems like it's obviously correct in this circumstance to, I was going to say play Occult Lexicon, but should I just greed super hard and play, like, Dream Enhancing or Lab Assistant to hold more cards? Well, if I do that, I won't even have the money to play Occult Lexicon. It would be kind of a moot point, huh? I can commit Perception, or Practice Makes Perfect, Perception, Deduction to a skill check here to crack the case. Upon doing a little bit of math, I've realized that this gets me, like, +1 to the difficulty here. I'm just going to make the correct play, stop greeting, and put Occult Lexicon down. I'm very sad about this. It's definitely the least satisfying thing I could be doing, but it's what I'm doing. During the enemy phase, Mr. Rook takes 1/1. The life of a Mr. Rook is just a roller coaster. You start off the most important card in the deck by a landslide, and then I kill you immediately once you're done being useful. For some reason, it's just really funny to me. Anyway, upkeep phase, readies and engages, readies and engages. We're going to need to discard 4 cards over there, and we can tap our Dream Enhancing Serum over here if we wanted to. I've got an easy discard here. No, I'm going to hold my Dream Enhancing Serum for later in the turn. I probably won't have to discard if I wait. Now over here, we have to discard a lot. Magnifying Glass can go, Deep Knowledges can go. The last one's a little bit harder. Actually, I think it might be the Deduction. We're just so good at finding clues. I don't think we need the Deduction. Top of the round, Mythos phase. 7 Doom, we advance, we do not clear Doom on locations. The Harbinger of Elusia engages with Mandy. Again, let me find out where I left his health token last time. Here it is. New agenda has a 14 Doom threshold. We're already at 2. Let's take our evil cards before we start trying to figure out what to do about all this. I believe there's no Vengeance in the display at the moment. That is the case. Actually, that might not be the case. Yeah, this Vengeance is technically in the victory log right now, so it is +1 difficulty already. So it is a 3 difficulty test or get poisoned. I could put Veda towards this, but I think we're just accepting that we get poisoned here. There's nothing to do about it, yeah. At some point, I had to give up on not getting poisoned. Like, I could have went for it, but with the curses in the bag... Oh, I've gotten through most of them, apparently. Well, apparently it wouldn't have been that bad to go for not getting poisoned, but... Oh, well. Oh, I technically had to do this. I think I would have sealed good numbers and accepted being poisoned for 2 more cards, but that feels like I'm playing retroactively and results-oriented, so I'm just going to pretend I took the bad ones out and got punished anyway. Anyway, for Amanda's card, Ill Omen, somebody's taking a horror. That's definitely going to be Amanda. So I'll put a Doom on her location, take the horror, and take this up to 3. Start of the investigation phase, we do the Amanda thing. This is looking like Veda Whitsley is going under us because we want to evade Essence of the Dream comes to hand. So, about all them snakes. Now, the funny thing is that killing the Harbinger isn't even hard. Like, I could easily kill the Harbinger. I can kill both of these, walk in here, and start working my way through those snakes too. That's not an issue. The issue is doing it in a way that doesn't put the Harbinger in the victory display, because we really, really don't want 5 Vengeance in there. I find I'm usually not getting a chance to play Milan. I wonder if it would be worth it to run Janae over Milan. And that would give me 1 more foot to help with evading these guys. And specifically, it would mean that Promise of Power beats -5 when I evade the Harbinger. It's like a kind of important breakpoint. Okay, I've got my play. It's funny. I'm going to spend a charge on Pendant of the Queen and collect all of the snakes into 1 location by teleporting here. And then we fucking let loose. I play Cryptic Research, draw 3 cards. I spend 3 charges. I deal 3 damage to the Serpent from Yath. This was the wrong order to do things. I should have played Bloodright first. Oh well. I play Bloodright for 3, draw 3 cards, take 1 horror. I spend 3 more charges. The Serpent from Yath is dead. This snake is dead. He goes in the Vengeance display though. In fact, neither of them go where I put them. What am I doing with my life? And I'll bring this down here as well because I use this as the Vengeance display. Just, I don't know. I like doing that. It makes it easy for me somehow. I can also discard cards to get more damage. I'm never playing this Jeremiah Kirby. And it's become grossly apparent that I'm never playing this Milan either. You're dead too. I can discard another one if I want to. It was for 3. But I don't want to. I play Bloodright for 2 and draw 2 cards. I shuffle that Bloodright back in. I'm going to spend 1 resource. I'm going to use a charge here to deal a damage. Yeah, all the other snakes are dead. And the 1 card I'm discarding is going to be... We do have a lot of deduction lying in our hands. I'm actually not going to discard anything off this one, unfortunately. Have you ever felt in your bones like you knew what would happen if you made a play? Like if you just played Practice Makes Perfect right now, you know that it's weakness into Vengeful Serpent? Like that's just how it is. That's where I'm at. My last action isn't particularly important. Like getting hit by this guy isn't a big deal because I can't leave. I don't have any more mobility. Oh, I have a Bloodright in hand. I've just been missing it. There should be 1 down here. Yeah, I've done it correctly. Okay. I'll just Bloodright some more then. I draw 2. Shuffle it back in. Ancient Stone was already in my hand, so I did not click this correctly. I tap Dream Enhancing Serum to get another card. I can easily toss that. And yeah, you can have 1 more damage. Don't worry, this is only 8 cards. I'm not over hand size, it's fine. Coming over to Amanda's turn, I thought she was supposed to be evading. But, sometimes Seeker damage is a little bit gross. Sometimes you spend 20 experience making a Seeker fighter, and it all comes together. I'm going to investigate. I'm at 4 base because of these 2 question marks. I commit Enraptured over here. I commit Perception, Deduction over here. Alright, got a phone call. Where was I? This is 6 Shroud. We're trying to break through it. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Really not good enough. 9, 10. I know there's nothing in my deck to Practice Makes Perfect. I could draw twice before doing this. What a weird turn. Okay, I draw twice and then I investigate and I do this. Put myself at 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That's why we went through this jank pile of nonsense. So I get both clues. This gets set aside. This goes away. I draw a card. We get a charge on Pendant of the Queen. And I crack the case 3 times. Like you do. For 18 resources. Can I just stop counting resources? Are we all cool if I just ignore resource costs from here on out? I'll just give them both 9. That's a bit much. Okay. That seems like it was pretty worth. Enemy phase, everyone who's not here is dead. This man attacks me. I take 1/1. Mr. Rook dies. Upkeep phase, I have no real concern with what I'm drawing. It's just going to be fine. We're okay. 4 of 14 Doom, evil cards. There is no Doom on our location, so it's just a 2-foot test. I'm up 3 by default. Get out of here. Thanks, Veda. There's another snake. Evidently, he didn't see what happened to the last snake. Start of the investigator phase. Draw a card because we're doing the Amanda thing. Take a horror. Nowhere else to put it. It looks like I forgot to discard a card over here on Amanda. Before I drew this, I would have been at 9 cards. I should have had to discard something. Second, Dream Enhancing Serum. Easy choice. I'm about to go down in hand size a lot, so I'm actually going to put the other Dream Enhancing Serum under me because I'm not taking Test this turn. The fuck is this hand Mandy has? Imagine if I was allowed to kill this enemy, how much easier this gets for us. Or if I hadn't house ruled Pendant of the Queen to not evade him, that would also make it a lot easier. I would like to evade Harbinger and start running around the map like this, like away from him. That could be a little bit slow and janky to do. And if I'm trying to run around the map and hit this location and get him to follow us like this, then we're going to need to explore first. So Amanda goes first. I use this ability with her map to look at the top 2. If there are treacheries, I discard them. Otherwise, I shuffle. Discarded. Now it's 50-50 splits. That's still 75% chance to hit a treachery. Goodbye. With my last action, I think I'm exploring. It's a 50% chance if I explore to hit a treachery, and a 66% chance if I use the map to discard the treachery. But the difference is that if I explore, there's a 50% chance of successfully exploring, and if I use the map, I never do anything. So for this last one, I will be just exploring and seeing how it goes. We're looking for specifically the green diamonds. That is actually not a problem at all. We weren't getting clues this round. I'm going to evade this man 7-2. Oh. Yeah, that tangent about Janae earlier, I don't need Janae. It's 7-2 already. I evade the snake 7-2. Let's see how it goes. The game lags, and we're good. Wait, do I not have blood rights over here? Alright, the play isn't as good as I thought it was then. I'll use a pendant of the queen charge to evade this man as well, unfortunately. Also, answers are finally coming in on that Reddit post I made during Heart of the Elders Part 1. Allegedly, I can explore, and I can do anything that does not specifically have action arrow with a bold move designator. Oh yeah, speaking of, it did not occur to me that I couldn't even try to evade this man a second time just now. And also, if I had failed, it could have hit me for 2-2. That's called dying, by the way. So I'm glad that worked out. Didn't realize how shit that plan was until just now. Yeah, that was terrible. Anyway, I toss this Ancient Stone for a new Ancient Stone. I get a new stack of 7 charges. And I think I explore because I've got a guaranteed success going up and left. Then on my turn, next turn, I'm going to use Enrapture to get more charges, to use my Pendant of the Queen to evade the Brood of Yig for Amanda, and then Amanda can evade the Harbinger. I don't know that Amanda can evade the Harbinger. That does not seem to be obviously true in any way to me. I'm going to spend 2 resources, play Mr. Rook. 3 resources, rather. I have no way to deal with an enemy of Shocking Discovery right now, so I'm not going to use him unless I've already hit Shocking Discovery and forgot about it, which is not the case. That's it for us. No enemies are not exhausted. Upkeep phase, they ready. They're both going to Amanda. Shortcut over here is nice. We can finally get away from them. 5 of 3 evil cards. Final mistake again. This time it's much scarier because I don't have anything under me. I didn't take any tests last turn, so I forgot to put Dream Enhancing Serum on my hand, which leads into something else relevant. I keep thinking Amanda has a limited hand size, but we never have to play any of that this round. So I do have to discard 2 cards from hand, which I'm guessing are going to be Lab Assistant Perception. Like, it's just a weird game a lot of the time in Seekers only. You're making really unusual choices on your Seekers with this. We've been dancing with this Harbinger for a couple of turns now. Oh, I should probably finish this test. I just forgot about it. I commit Dream Enhancing Serum for 2 to go up by +2 total. And I use Obscure Studies under me. If I do that, I don't have a good answer as to what goes under me in a second, though. I don't mind that. 0. I didn't need to do it, unfortunately, but oh well. So that's passed. Over here we have Pitfall. We currently have a completely clean Explorer deck, and I'd rather not ruin it. Taking 3 damage would be a little bit rough, though. I think I've got a Promise of Power of this, but I need to hold it for Harbinger, so that's not a plan. Is there a Promise of Power in my deck? There is. Okay, fine, we do the dumb thing. I play Practice Makes Perfect, and it hits Shocking Discovery. That's the wrong card. It pulls a different encounter card. They're back! Oh no! How much snake can you kill, Mandy? I play Practice Makes Perfect again on this evade test to duplicate a Promise of Power. They're not in my deck. I just missed it when I searched my graveyard. This is real bad. Well, I dig out Perception. I trigger the research ability on this for 2 resources. I thought there was 1 Promise of Power, I wasn't duplicating it. I'm testing at 3-3. Can I get meaningful help? No. Skull -3. Welcome to Sketch City. I honestly think this is a completely manageable amount of snake. As crazy as that seems. Oh my god, it's disgusting. This is so gross. Okay. We have to do the Amanda thing first. We discard this, we draw a card. We have to put something under us. Unfortunately, we're very severely lacking for relevant cards, but that's also fine. That's not a big deal. I throw away Dream Enhancing Serum, because I'm not taking tests this turn. We've got enough time to waste it doing disgusting things, so that's what we're going to do. I play the Red Glove Man as a fast action on Amanda's first action. I play Bloodright for 2, shuffle it into the deck. Do I want to do that, or am I playing some of them for 3? I'm going to start with shuffling them into the deck. I have cards I don't think I'll need, like Deep Knowledge and Deduction. I'll toss them to put down relevant damage, like killing this man. I'm going to play Bloodright and shuffle it into the deck. I Cryptic Research myself and draw 3 cards. I play Bloodright and shuffle it into the deck. Actually, I just play it for 3 because we're past the point of really being afraid of things. And we're well over hand size. I want to discard the full 3 this time. Prophesy can go. Actually, we're at pretty high Doom numbers going to the rest of the scenario, so I like to keep Prophesy. Crack the Case can go. Lab Assistant can go. And frankly, Deduction probably can go. I forgot to declare what I'm using Red Glove Man on. It's Headfoot. It's Shortcut. It's not Shortcut, it's Deduction. Spend 3 resources, kill this man. And now we come to Mandy's turn. She's not actually out of resources. I double tap Mr. Rook. And that pulls Bloodright. And triggers this for 2 more resources. I play Bloodright for 2 and shuffle it in. I spend 2 charges and I kill a snake. I discard Perception. And I deal 1 damage to this snake. I play Bloodright for 3. I put the horror on Mr. Rook. I discard these research cards that are not relevant. And I think I might hold it there. I also spend 1, 2, 3 charges here. So that's 5 damage. You're also dead, and we put 4 on the Harbinger. Again, we're not trying to kill him, we just wanted to be easier to kill later. This Deep Dark should be gone. I played 2 Bloodrights so far this turn. I play Archive of Conduits so that we're safe next turn. Because at this point, the only thing we're worried about at all is dying to nonsense. In fact, I have misplayed because there's a very, very small chance that Mandy dies here. If I draw the Grasping Hands variant and auto-fail it, it will kill me. But aside from that, we're completely safe. The Red Glove Man takes 2/2. It doesn't matter. He's leaving anyway. Upkeep Phase, Prophesy is sick. Bloodright is... I think they're all dead, to be honest. It's not that good anymore. 6 of whatever amount of Doom. There's more Snake. Spawn with the nearest location with 1 clue. We don't do that. The clues are gone. We're Double Seeker. Curse of Yig, getting spooked. That's a little bit scary, but we're about to stop being scared entirely this turn. Last turn I could have free action explored, but I wanted to stay with Amanda for skill reasons. Okay. This turn, let's stop being in any danger forever. That sounds like a great thing to do. Discard Dream Enhancing Serum, do the Mandy thing, the Amanda thing, I'll never stop messing that up. I'm going to put Relic of Ages under me. Actually, I guess I put Promise of Power under me. This is going to get discarded. Actually, not Promise of Power. Let's do Relic of Ages. And I'm going to try to avoid using Promise of Power if at all possible. Now for us, I'm going to go first on Mandy. I'm going to spend 3 actions and 3 ley lines, connecting them to people and then spending them immediately to heal them. I'm taking 1, 2, 3, 4 of it on Mandy's health. And honestly, Amanda seems relatively fine, but she is in danger of getting hit by this thing. So I'm going to put it 1, 1 there as well. And we're going to get 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4 cards, shuffle the Shocking Discovery back in. And now we feel a lot less sketched out about the possibility of dying, and I use my additional action from Expedition Journal to explore to Green Diamond. Not you. You. We shuffle this in. That's not even a victory location. We legitimately don't care about it, which is kind of sad. In which case, I'm going to shortcut back so that I can help Amanda with her skill checks. Oh, I have to change the way I healed over here. I actually only have 4 max health because of these Curses of Yig, so I'll just switch that over to a Horror Heal instead. Start of Amanda's turn, we get the Dream Diary, we immediately commit it. That puts us at 5, 9 to 2. -1, he's evaded. I'm going to spend our clues to advance the act after I use the ability up here. This isn't quite as clean as I thought it would be. It's fine. I use this ability, I discard the last Treachery card. There's 1 location left. It is a victory location, that's relevance. Anyway, now we're going to spend our 6 clues. Do we need 6 or 9? Only 6, we're good. 4 from here, 2 from here, and we advance the act. Descent into the Yacht goes into the exploration deck, which is just it in a location at this point. Whoever has chalk is the scout, nothing bad happens. Which means that Mandy herself is the scout. Now, because it was a mistake for Mandy to shortcut in here, which I've only realized now because I can't shortcut her into the location I'm exploring, I'll just shortcut Mandy out instead, hang out here. And then I will explore. There are no treacheries in the deck. The only option for us to hit is Descent into Yacht. It's going to spawn with either 2 Doom on it, or we each take 2 encounter cards. That's an easy 2 Doom. That's not a problem for us. And Amanda's here. And we should shuffle 1 card into this. That's it for us. Upkeep phase, the Harbinger readies. Mandy does not go over hand size because Dream Enhancing Serum is silly. Over here, we are over hand size. We don't need economy. That's just not a thing at this point in the game. This should be to the side because I used it for a skill test. Top of the round, like some amount of Doom, the threshold is very high. I don't know. I've stopped counting. Oh no, the Descent into the Yacht is filled with poisonous spores. Well, that's an easy choice to not put it on the objective. Mandy, here's your 1 horror. And we'll toss that. Our objective with Descent into the Yacht, by the way, is after it enters play, we all either put a Doom on it or draw the top 2 cards of the encounter deck. And then, instead of investigating here normally, you can flip the Doom to its clue side, and then you can get the clues after that, which means that, you know, we have to investigate here 3 times because of deductions to get rid of all this stuff. We might have to leave this location for a hot second. It's not a big deal. The Harbinger is just going to walk up like a goofball anyway, so it won't matter. Start the investigation phase. We're going to draw our cards, see what Amanda's doing. I'll just throw Prophesy under her. I don't want to think anymore. We successfully explored here, so there is an encounter card there. Which is a little bit awkward because it means Amanda wants to go first, but she can't move out if she goes first. She can. I'm going to go first on Amanda. I'm not going to be doing any investigating this turn. It's a little bit inefficient. I'm sad about it, but we're just going to explore. Wait, why did I explore? No, I used the fucking compass thing. I just forgot it was a thing I had access to. And then I explored. And our last location is the Chthonian Depths. 3 Shroud, 2 clues. After you discover the last clue, if no one has torches, place a Doom on it. And we do have torches, we're good. And since these routes are equidistant, we can just send the Harbinger up instead of to Descent to Yacht. Everything's fine. How much Doom's on the map at this point? 1, 2, 5, 6. Like, I've really stopped counting, but next turn we're at 11 of 14. We're still completely fine, not even close to running out of time. Do I have a deduction in hand? I'm sure I've got one somewhere. Is it in the deck? It's not. It's in the discard pile. That's how this game's been going. I'll attempt to duplicate a practice. Makes perfect then. Or a promise of power, rather. High number, we're good. Should have put a curse in the bag. It only hurts when you do it retroactively. Gotta stop doing that. I have no idea how many extra curses I could have gotten rid of at this point in the campaign if I would stop making that mistake. Mandy's turn. She's going to walk in with her broke leg. I don't think I've hit Shocking Discovery yet. I haven't. And I don't much won't hit Shocking Discovery. We're kind of just done. I played Jeremiah Kirby for Soak and declare even. We're going to hit Crack the Case, and that's it. And now I investigate at +3. I just don't feel like I should be committing things to this. That is why I played Jeremiah Kirby. I guess I could have just committed him and gotten largely the same result, huh? Anyway, that's it for us. Do I want to Dream Enhancing Serum off this Crack the Case? I don't see a single good reason not to. Anyway, that's it for us. Hunter phase, he comes towards us. There are 2 routes. We send him the route that doesn't actually stop us. Upkeep phase. Oh, there's another side to this. It's not very pretty on the other side. Over here, we can toss the Deep Knowledge. Over here, we can just shuffle our weakness back in. Top of the round, 11 of 14 Doom, and I believe we're ending it this turn. We shuffle this into the Explore deck because there's no Explore deck to shuffle it into. Which I think means I don't get to make the choice and I have to take the test, so I'll take it at +2. Take a damage, take a horror. Deep Dark, you're just wasting my time. We can still do it. It's not even a problem. Start the investigator phase, we have to do the Amanda thing. Prophesy goes under us. It's a very high number of question marks at this point. It's like promise of power with no downside by now. Sadly, I have no way for her to get shortcutted in. That's probably not true. On Mandy, I'm going to start my turn by playing 2 copies of Cryptic Research onto Amanda. She found a shortcut for herself, very nice. I'm then going to walk in like a pleb myself. And I just need to beat some investigation checks. This is the end of the game. There's nothing left to hold these for. I play Promise of Power to investigate at 10-3. We flip one to its doom side. I do the same thing again, 10-3 as my last action. Sure, trigger my weakness. Fuck yeah. Let's make it interesting. Thanks, game. That still counts. It's a star, even if it's objectively bad for me. Amanda, could you please make sure that I don't get poisoned for no reason, like you did? It's hard for me to imagine not ending the scenario this turn. Does it say at the end of the round or something? Nope. I just can do it whenever I want once there's no doom. I shortcut in. I investigate. Amanda gets a deduction from Mandy. She commits a Promise of Power. Test at big number. I do not have to count. We get both blues. And that'll be it. That's the game. That was gross. Like, that looked weird. It wasn't quite how I expected anything to go. But that looked fucking gross. How many snakes did we kill with relative ease? Anyway, we advance. We go to Resolution 1, because we rescued Alejandro. We update his health. He's taken 16 now. We're probably still not going to kill him, but it's nice to have the chance to during Depths of Goth and not have it be a problem. We can finally take a look at what's on this map for Victory and Vengeance. We can move all of this up to our Victory display. So for Vengeance, we're looking at 2 from this scenario and 1 from the previous, which I have down here. These snakes are 0 Vengeance, so we're going to gain 3 more Yig's Fury, going up to 16. And for Victory, it's a lot. So from the last scenario, we got 7. And from this scenario, we got 7. So we'll upgrade 14 experience worth of cards, and yeah, our decks are finished. There's 2 scenarios after this finished deck point in City of Archives, maybe 3, where it's just like, yeah, I guess I'll spend the experience on Studious, I may as well. But our decks are done. Oh, that's so much. No additional rules to do, it's just the standard Forgotten Age stuff, and we're done. So yeah, that felt like it was the breaking point for Seekers only. That's where we finally cycled over from like struggling a little bit and not quite having anything work the way we wanted at any point, to being janky and weird and making decisions you wouldn't see anywhere else, like regularly discarding Deduction because our hands were full of more relevant cards because we're double Seeker. But even though it's weird looking, it's an absolute steamroll. We finished with 3 Doom remaining entirely, right? This turn's pretty much over, but we had an entire turn left after full completion. There was a very small period of time where we were a little bit sketched out, but not very much. That was just a really, really strong scenario. Seekers Only is finally feeling like I don't need Joe Diamond or Ursula at all, and like these characters are just too strong to care what the scenario says. Wait, I was starting to clean up and I just realized Amanda has this weakness in her hand. I don't care about experience anymore. But she does have, she shortcutted in, she did this action. She has actions left. Let's just commit Promise of Power real quick and get 2 experience on this. Yeah, there we go. Okay, it's gone. I just forgot about that until I was putting the XP into the deck builder. Whoops. During editing, I called this Deep Dark just got forgotten about when I went on tilt due to Elder Sign and to encounter a card, which is a uniquely Mandy thing to do. Getting rid of this weakness shouldn't have happened because Deep Dark prevented our deduction from going off, so this successful investigate just finishes the game. We do have 1 action left, and 6 base book, and 8 curses in the bag, and we can pretty easily commit like a lot more. We can commit like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, counting Mandy's. We can go up to like 14 to whatever the shroud value here is. So popping over to my current save in the next scenario, you can see this is the clean bag that we should have. We can come down here, add all 8 of the chaos tokens in, and there, it's done. Anyways, if you liked the video despite all the sloppy play, then please give the video a like and subscribe for more content like this. But I'm exhausted, it's midnight, I should be done with this by now, so I'm gonna head to bed, and I'll see you in the next one.